Hi guys, how you doing? Before I get started on the talk this week, I feel like I need to say thank you. When I started doing these videos, I literally thought they would be seen by about 4 people, most of whom I work with, maybe 1 or 2 clients. I was really nervous about doing them. I know I'm very much a Marmite personality. You either like me or you don't. You either get me or you don't. And I have struggled with that for a long time. I'm in a better place now, but it was still really scary for me to be able to put this out there and to accept that there might be some judgments coming my way and see what happened. That hasn't happened. And I'm going to try and say this without crying, the sheer amount of love and positivity and praise that I have had has blown me away. I don't even know what to say about it, to be honest. Thank you to every single one of you who has sent me a message. Thank you to my friends and everyone who has taken the time to do it. But most of all, thank you to the people who have told me that it has helped them, but even more have said that they need more help. There is something really brave about reaching out to somebody you don't know and saying, actually, I'm finding this really hard, what do I do? And to be the person that has been trusted with that is a privilege. So I will do my very best to keep delivering stuff that helps. And if it doesn't, feel free to turn it off. I don't know. Oh, I do. Actually, that's a lie. I really notice. This week, I am wearing loads of makeup again, so anyone who wants to point that out, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I am celebrating my weekly video with a full face. I even have my grandmother's earrings on, and just to go all out, because I love you all so much, I have a fresh bra on. And not even an old maternity one. It's a new one with wiring and everything. The twins are fully supported. You are welcome. It will be off in half an hour and in the bathroom, not to be put on for another week, but for now, we're all good. This week's talk, it's just been announced, and I'll move my fringe before anybody feels the need to point that out as well. It's just been announced that we are in lockdown for another 3 weeks. Hurrah, hooray, oh God. There have been some really beautiful examples of people using this time so productively and discovering things about themselves that they don't even know. It really speaks to humanity's ability to cope with change, that so many people are finding wells of determination and brilliance in themselves that they've never experienced before. I absolutely love it. But if you're one of those people, this probably isn't the video for you. If, however, you are one of those people who is doing this, or even just this, or welcome to the club. That's pretty much how I feel as well. So for this video, I'm going to talk about the ways we can try and shore ourselves up enough to get through what is looking like it's going to be another long month ahead of us. Some of them you will like, some of them you might not. Sorry about that. Number 1, say goodbye to the bad best friend. I don't mean the naughty influence from school who gets you out and gets you drunk. I mean this one. Along with her, you can say goodbye to her evil twin gin, her nasty sister Prosecco, and her shirty little cousin's cake and junk food. Why? If you are doing that in moderation and you're enjoying it and it's helping you through, brilliant. If, however, that's not something, drinking every day or drinking more than you usually do is not something that you are used to, and you are suddenly finding that you wake up loads at night, that you are more anxious, that you are grumpy, that you are irritable, that you feel tired, the culprit is with them. It's not with the stress that you're under. The crutch, the answer, the naughty little whisper in your ear that that'll solve it is actually making it worse for you. It might be time to consider whether or not you need to step back from that a little bit and make a different choice. I'm not going to tell you you should. That's not my thing. What I will say is do it consciously. You have a choice. You don't have to do it every single day. There's no law that says so. If you know it's not helping, ask yourself honestly whether it's worth you carrying on doing it, or whether you're just harming yourself even more by continuing to. I will be stopping. I don't day drink anyway, but I will be stopping drinking for a little while because I just know that it's making it worse for me and it's not what I want to do anymore. Maybe after today. What can I say? Number 2, get yourself an accountability partner. I realised I needed this when somebody else decided they were going to be my accountability partner. Kerry, thank you. I'm a bit of a bear, so she basically stuck her head in the bear's mouth to do it and told me that I very nicely needed to pull myself together a little bit without saying those words, by sending me tasks to do and keeping me on track and asking me what things look like and what I could do in a different way, effectively coaching me through it. You can be your own coach, and even better, you can be somebody else's, and they can be yours if you're honest with someone about what you're going through. So find someone in your tribe that you really love, that you really rely on, who will be there for you. If you need a rant, find somebody else in your tribe to do that. I did that with one of my friends on Sunday. She is very long suffering with me, and I'm very grateful for her. She knows who she is. Thank you. I love you very much. I am so grateful for the time that you gave me when you were busy with your own family. Guys, go and do the same thing. It's really helpful just to offload to someone that you can trust. Number 3 on the list, positivity. It's really hard to be positive when everything feels a bit crap. You have to try. It's not ingrained in all of us to look for the positives, especially when we feel down or frustrated or trapped. I love my family. I love them even more when somebody else looks after them for 6 hours a day and my husband works for 8 hours a day somewhere else. I like my own space. I like my freedom. I like my time. I like my own schedule. I like coming and going as I please. And I am being a bit of a brat about not having those things right now. The fact is, the world hasn't ended for me, and I do need to remind myself in those little moments where the kids have been horrendous, and believe me, they have been horrendous, that there are good things. So I have one of these. It's a little positivity jar. It's just a counter. I chuck little moments in there. Now, I'm not going to read any of them out to you because they're private. They're not performative. They're not something I would put on Facebook. Facebook, by its very nature, is a mirror, which means that it reflects. It doesn't reveal. It shows you what you want to see or what you don't want to see. And it shows what other people want you to catch on to. Imagine it like, for those of you who watch Sex and the City, the scene where Charlotte was in the kitchen with her kids making a delicious dinner or whatever she was doing in a beautiful outfit, went into the cupboard and cried because she was finding it too hard. She would have shown the beautiful outfit and a perfect picture of her kids on Instagram. She would never have shown the crying in the cupboard bit because that's not what we do. The crying in the cupboard bit is probably the important bit. The reality is you will all have your own gauges of what achievement are for you. That might be getting through till 11:30 without a meltdown. It might be making sure that you cooked a meal today. It might be getting dressed. Those little bits of positivity are the highlights. They are the important moments in getting through this. If you can record them just for you, not performative, not so anybody else can judge them, just so you know what they are, you will mentally train your brain to focus on what you want rather than what you don't. That's a really important skill to learn, especially in times of crisis, and it will really improve your resilience. Next on the list, crying. Who hates crying? Apparently so does Katie Hopkins. She put a delightful email out the other day about how NHS workers crying in their car should keep it in hospitals. She's wrong, and so am I. Crying is a natural biological reflex to stimulus, to things being wrong within us. It's a release. You would not sneeze in public and go, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm so embarrassed, I'm so weak, there's something so wrong with me. Oh, please don't judge me, because we all see sneezing as a reflex reaction to a germ invading our body. We say, bless you. Imagine if you just said bless you to someone who cried, and that's all you said. I went out yesterday for a run. I was in an absolute rage. The kid's been awful. Went for a run to try and sort myself out, and found myself crying 2.5 miles in. I just had to stop and let it out. I don't like crying. It's not something I enjoy doing, but my body needed to do it. It was an emotional sneeze moment. If you need to do that, it's fine. There's no shame in it. The alternative is you get angrier, or you get depressed, or you get more anxious, or you get resentful, or you withdraw, or worst of all, you reduce your immune system and you get sick. And nobody needs to be reducing their immune system and getting sick right now. So let yourself cry. It's fine. It's not a problem. You could also look for displacement activity. I am currently displacing my rage into painting my house. I don't mean properly with a sprayer and stuff. I mean with a tiny single masonry paintbrush. It looks like this. This is what rage looks like, people. It's me, one brush, and the weight of one woman's rage painting my house. It might be finished by the year 20 billion, but it's not going to be painted anytime soon, and it means that I can just hammer in all of the feelings into my wall rather than into my family, which is where I really don't want to do it. Displacement activities are a great physical way of letting things go. Try it, can really help. And finally, working on your resilience. I am very much a fan of the idea that we are all capable of more than we think we are. We are all resilient. And I know that for a fact because every single one of you has faced a situation in your life that you didn't want to. You might have been sad, you might have been disappointed, you might have been angry, you might have been crossed, you might have been heartbroken, you might have been full on grieving, you might have been traumatized. There's a whole spectrum. The event is not important, your reaction to it is. You're still here. You might be scarred, you might struggle with it, but you're still here, you're still surviving, and you have the option every single day to keep progressing and keep thriving, and you will get through this in the same way. You already have all of the tools at your disposal to get through this because you've already done it. So hang on in there, keep going, and we will all hopefully be able to go buy shoes, drink, and do whatever we want soon. I'll see you all soon, guys.